Hello everybody, it is me, 𝐈𝐓'𝐒. I had to say that because I didn't think you'd recognize me in all of my fancy attire that I have on here today. But yes, it is me. The reason why I'm so luxury today is because I'm taking y'all through a luxury tour of my luxury place. So I live in New York City and I pay about $550 in rent every month. So I'm going to explain exactly what I got for that and a few perks of my neighborhood and living in New York City. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's get started. Oh my gosh, you're just in time. I was just about to head in. Let's get going. The first thing that you run into is this lovely, lengthy hallway. I use this hallway to practice my runway walk. Every morning and every night, I put on this dress and I practice my runway walk right in this hallway. And over here we have a bedroom, we have a bathroom, and we've got ourselves a lovely kitchen dining room combination. Yes. And then over here on this side of the apartment, we've also got some bedrooms and some space that could be used for a living area, but we're not about that life, so we just left it at that. And now that you've seen the overall layout, let's tackle these rooms one by one. The first room that you run into when you come into the apartment is my room. It's right near the door, but make sure you take your shoes off, okay? Because have you seen these streets? Yeah, they nasty, and there are certain things you can't unsee, so no shoes in my room, please. So leaving our shoes at the door, we enter. My room is typically a lot cooler at nighttime, if we're being honest, but in the daytime it's okay too. So we come over here, I leave all of my shoes in this little corner over here. I have space for bags on the back of my door, and I like to decorate my room with lights because lights just make me happier. Yes. I have a huge window over here. Then we get over here to my desk area, and in this area over here is where I do most of my work. And I've got an Ethernet cable that runs all the way from that dining room you saw before right into my computer. How beautiful. My ring lights. I took this chair from the dining room. Don't tell anyone. I just didn't want to buy my own chair. And then I've got my whiteboard. I've got my bed, which, you know, is my bed. And then here is me in my lovely outfit, but also my closet, which is 2 mirrors. But if we open up this closet here, this is where I organize most of my stuff. Over here, I've just got some miscellaneous stuff, just like Lysol wipes, stress balls in there, snacks. Over here in the second cubby, I've got all of my hair stuff and my nail stuff. Over here is where I dedicate all of my face and teeth stuff, all my basically head stuff besides my hair stuff. And then over here is where I hang most of my clothing. I like to organize my closet in terms of sleeve length. I wish I could open both these doors, but I can't show you that. But it's real nice in there. I've got my laundry basket over here. And on the other side, I guess you can see it a little better. You see, organized by sleeve length. Lovely. Yeah. And honestly, I don't have that many clothes because I'm not a huge material person. I like to have less stuff. But this dress, I'm sorry, y'all. I couldn't say no to this. Yeah, so that's how I organize my stuff. And above here is where we have most of our storage area. There's a rip in the wall over there. I didn't do that. I made sure I sent a picture of that before I moved in because I'm like, y'all didn't do that, y'all. But I've got some summer shoes over here. A Keurig for my new place because I'm moving soon. My new ring light that I haven't opened yet. Some extra toiletries over here. Face masks, things that I use on a regular basis go in this little container here. My sunglasses, and then a few books, tablets, folders, important information there, and a Bible. Yes. So this is my room underneath my bed. I also have some like cleaning supplies, some sneakers and things like that. These are the slippers I wear in my room. But honestly, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna take y'all in here later on tonight when all my lights are popping and everything looks good. But if you are not new to my channel, you know this room. This is where I record most of my videos. Yeah, there's not much to it. But yeah, so this is my room, and this is how I conserve space, by just not having too much stuff and by using a lot of bins, right? While in this room, you can typically catch me being the oh so desperate housewife that I was always destined to be. Either that, or usually I'm just tired because I've been a pre-med for a long time, so yeah, I is tired. Okay. So after we leave my room, the next room that we actually run into is a currently vacant room. Sometimes they lock the door because they don't want us in there, but other times it's left open. Today it's open, so let's check out what's inside. We don't have to take off our shoes because nobody really lives here. Let's hit that light. Yeah, so over here, this is basically a version of my room, but just unfurnished, right? And if you're familiar with heaters in New York City, that's what they sound like. They sound either like somebody's trying to break into your apartment, or they sound like something's about to explode. One of those two things. We've got another nice big window here where you can see, yay, another beautiful luxury view right here. Yeah, so this is a great place for people watching. Actually, that's kind of creepy to say, so I'm actually not going to say that on camera. But yeah, you see things. You definitely see things. And then there's me. But yeah, so this is like an unfurnished bedroom. They've got some storage at the top over here, and pretty similar to in my room. They've got a lot of closet space with some more storage over there. Yeah, so I do hear them advertising this room quite a bit because, you know, I live right next door. And this room is currently going for about a little bit over $700. I know. Yeah, so that's this room over here. You see, I typically only come into this room when I've got some serious things to ponder in my life. That typically happens on Tuesday afternoons. But every so often, my pondering will get cut short by a visitor, which is often my superintendent's wife, Lucina, when she has to show the room to a potential buyer.
Ashley, otra vez. ¿Qué estás haciendo aquí? Usted sabe que no puede estar aquí, Ashley.
And we just move right on over to the bathroom. So this is a pretty nice renovated bathroom. We've got our sink here, our mirror. Hey, let's turn on the lights. Even better. Yeah, we've got a nice shower, toilet. You know what a bathroom looks like, so I ain't gonna go into detail about this. But yeah, so this is a nice solid bathroom. And probably to your surprise, I'll have you know that this bathroom probably works like your bathroom as well. When you need to go, you need to go. Just make sure that you spray before you leave. And then the next room that we run into, like I said, is like our kitchen dining room area. Over here, we've got a little toaster oven. We've got some art on our walls here. I don't know who bought this art in here, probably people who lived here before. We've got some cute little lighting here. What else do we got? And then we've got our fridge. So between me and my roommate, because I only have one roommate right now, we split the fridge basically 50-50. My stuff is more so on the bottom shelf. And then I use these two shelves over here. And then in terms of cabinet space, of course, we've got plenty of cabinet space over there and over there. A microwave, you know, same old, same old. Let's see what's in my cabinet. Wow, that's really sad looking. But that's just because I'm moving. I promise y'all, I eat, I do. I'm just about to move in a bit, so it's a little slow for me. And then seasonings, that's kind of boring. Stove, yay, yay, yay. We used to have a huge couch here, but nobody knew where it came from and for how long it was there, so it was kind of gross. Nobody wanted to sit in it back when all of these rooms were full. So what we did was we actually had somebody come and just take it out. So now we've got this clean open space because best believe the less stuff you have, the less stuff that you have to clean. Yeah, and this is our little cleaning section over here, our Wi-Fi routers, garbage can. And as you can see over here, this is the dining table where I took one of the chairs because there's supposed to be 4 there. Again, don't tell anyone. I've been here the longest. On most weekday mornings, you will find me here in my luxury kitchen, dining room, living room combination as I lay across this table and eat luxury fruits, whether it be grapes, bananas like you see in this video, or frozen blueberries that I take out of my freezer because I wait too long to eat them on most occasions. And then the last room that we go into over here. So this is my roommate's room over here. We're not going to go in there because that's an invasion of privacy. But you know what? Maybe he wants to be in our video. Wait, no, hold up. I don't know him like that. But over here, nobody lives here anymore. This used to be my old roommate's room. He moved out recently. But yeah, so this is a much bigger room. And of course, because it's bigger, you know that they're going to charge you a lot more for this. I believe that he was paying around $700-800, but I don't even want to know how much they're charging for this now. Yeah, so there's me. They've got a nice mirror here. They've got a lot of overhead storage over here, even an outlet back there, and 2 windows. Yeah, and instead of having a view of a building across the street, they have another building across the street, but they also have the road down below. So I've actually recorded a video in this room before, but as you can hear right now, because it's an empty room, and unless you have a good microphone, you're gonna get a lot of echo in the background, so I ain't recording here no more, besides this video, of course. And also, because the street is right below, it's a lot of background noise. So that's why, even though my view is not as nice, if we want to say nice, and luxurious, at least I don't get as much noise over there on that side of the apartment. So it's much easier for me to film my videos over there. You can typically find me in this room on days when I really need a pep talk and need to be reminded of who I am again. You are amazing. You did this. And on that note, I hope that you really enjoyed this luxury tour of my apartment. If you plan on being creepy and showing up at my place of residence, just know that I will not live there any longer. Thanks for watching. Okay, so now we're back and I'm my normal YouTube self again. Yeah, boring, but you know, we get what we get. I think that it's really time for us to kind of unpack what we've seen in this little video because I hope that you enjoyed the tour of my home, and you learned a little bit about me and where I live and things like that. But let's talk about the elephant that's in the room right now. Let's talk about it because I hear this all the time. When people see this little room that I have and they say, you paid $500 for that? Well, you know where I'm from. I can get a whole 1-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom apartment to myself for $500. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Good for you. Good. I'm glad. But it's really hard when you compare rent prices in New York City to rent prices outside of New York City, right? Because you have to keep in mind that when you pay for rent in a city, wherever it is you are, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. You're paying for your building, but you're also paying for whatever's outside your building. So in this case, when I do pay $550 every month for this room that I live in, I'm not just paying for this little, like, I don't know, probably like 8-foot by 8-foot room. I'm also paying for my doctor's office to be on the same block. I'm paying for my grocery store to be the next block over. I'm paying for there to be a park with a dog park in it 2 blocks away. The train stop 2 blocks away, right? Everything that I need in my life is within like a 1/4 mile radius, basically. So that's also what I'm paying $550 for. I don't need a car. I don't even need to take the train unless I'm doing something, you know, like I want to go explore a coffee shop or hang out with friends. I don't need that. Everything that I need is anywhere from a 2 to 7 minute walk away from where I am. I mean, after you get down all those steps that are in my place. Because if you've seen my other videos, you know I got mad steps in here. Yeah, I'm not gonna miss that. Now let's also talk about the other elephant in the room, because even though I pay $550 for this apartment, even that is a steal for New York. This is actually my first time. I've always lived with family in the city, but this is my first time actually living by myself. I got this apartment right before the pandemic hit because I was about to start studying for the 𝐀𝐏𝐿 and I needed some like space of my own, so that I can really get myself into my 𝐀𝐏𝐿 study schedule and like an early morning routine and have my own space. It was just time for me to do this, and like I had to find an apartment that was under $700. And so many people told me, they were like, oh, you're not gonna find that in New York City. Every room that you find in New York City is gonna be $800 and above. Nah, I got this one for $600, but because we were just going into the pandemic, I asked them if they could take $50 off the price, because this is a 4-bedroom apartment, but only 2 of the rooms are occupied. My room and also my roommate's room, who you saw earlier in the video. Rent prices are slowly going up more and more, and a room this size in this building now is probably going to cost you $700 or $750, somewhere around there. I am going to miss a lot of things about this neighborhood in particular, because this neighborhood that I live in, I haven't released this information before, but this is Hamilton Heights area. And there's a lot of good food here. Like I said, City College is right across the street. You've got parks on both sides of my apartment, one on the other side of Amsterdam Avenue and one right on the other side of Broadway, where there's tracks, there's dog parks, there's little walking trails that you could, basketball courts, there's anything that you need here. So I'm gonna miss that. And speaking of that, I'm gonna miss my favorite coffee shop, which if you watched my medical school interview video, you saw me go to Cafe One right across the street. They've got the best, in my opinion, the best bacon, egg, and cheese in this city on a croissant, because it is greasy and greasy and greasy and greasy and greasy and so delicious. Also, with this building in general, I have a really good relationship with the super and the super's wife. They're great people, and it's just like they're probably some of the best supers that I've met in the city. We talk every time we see each other, and I'm going to miss them a lot. I'm probably going to come back and visit them even after I make my move. There's so many things that I'm going to miss about this area, but it's time to move. And the reason why I'm moving is because y'all see this setup that I have here. This is the only desk that I have in my room, and because I'm going to be starting medical school, I need space to have another monitor, to have my desk, to have my laptop here. So I'm really just trying to upgrade in terms of having space to breathe, having space to move, having space to study. So that's a huge part of why I'm moving to a new location. Okay, well there you have it. I took y'all through a very interesting tour of my place. I told you a little bit about my neighborhood. I told you a little bit about living in New York City and what those rent prices really kind of mean. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns about New York, you can also drop those down below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel that I got going on here. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Like I said, comment down below, because this all does help me as a creator. And I really do appreciate it. Alright, and that's all I got for you today, and I hope to see you next time.